Hello, this is an Osaka League game where black won by resignation. Seems that black was in control from the beginning to the end, so let's check it out. Now here, this Komoku facing the top right corner, it's already questionable for white. Usually, it's safer for white to play r4. Now, it feels very good for black to come from q5, and playing the basic Joseki, the development for black in the direction of r16 is just ideal. Now, this is also a wrong direction of play. White should attack the top left corner from c15, because this will prevent the Shimari and also develop the left side where white already has a stone at d4. So if black defends, for example, Kosumi or Keima, white simply extends back for a base at c12 or attacks the top right corner, which is also quite urgent. Otherwise, it's really ideal for black to get a Shimari at b17 or o17. That will happen soon. So playing from the top, this is just forcing black to get the corner enclosure instead of preventing that. Now white needs to extend for a base, and black will get another Shimari. This looks really ideal for black to get the two corner enclosures and also the Moe on the right side. So white is falling behind in the opening quite rapidly. Now I got the big point, and at this stage it's still kind of 40-60, let's say, but black has the upper hand. Now black comes inside at e2. This is playable, but if you look all over the board, in the top it's quite big to play a move like l17, because this will be the second extension from the top right Shimari, which is really ideal, and also puts pressure on white's tiny base. When black plays a move like l17, white will usually jump out here or jump in the other direction to put some pressure on the Shimari, but black doesn't have to worry about that, and then invade the bottom side, either j3 or, like it happened in the game, the submarine approach. So black has the option to play l17. Black can also play d7 shoulder hit. This is a very trendy move nowadays. What I noticed recently in professional games, they like to play Keima on the second line against that shoulder hit, but usually it's either the push like this or the push the other way. So shoulder hit, it's always an option against the Keima c6, but okay, nothing wrong to play e2. Anyway, it's always good to look all over the board, especially in the early stage of the game, to locate several options, which are big. G3 may be a little bit too much here. White can keep the corner, d2 or d3, then black will go up and extend for a base. Now here white has the freedom to play in the top or approach the bottom and then prepare the invasion, extend on the left side all the way to attack the Shimari. So this would be a little more practical for white to get some territory also. Playing d3 is an option too. White will push in the corner, clamp, and then extend. Then white comes from the bottom to press black's tiny group. But for white to go g3, white wants some outside thickness, but black will immediately take the corner. That's a very good decision. Here, white can push once, turn, and then extend to the left side. Either to space jump or go further d10. Now if black plays in the top, white can follow up at c13. If black approaches on the left side, white will extend in the top. These are pretty interchangeable moves, so miai, extend on the left or the top. But white just extends right away. Now when white extends right away, black can push immediately to see whether white will block with a bump or pull back. This is already a good exchange for black. Makes the corner bigger and punishes white for not playing the block. Now if white plays the block directly at c4, black will not go down, which is fine, but black can pull back at d3, and this is threatening to separate g3 from the left side, which means white will either play an obi or a jump to keep connected, but in this case, black has time to extend on the left side and ruin white's thickness. So that's why for white in this case it's better to push first and then turn and now extend. Otherwise we can say when white pushes here, black goes down and then extend and is the same thing. But the thing is black can connect d3, So when white extends on the left, black will hane and go out between the stones. So now g3 it's weak, and also the left side has some RG. So yeah, white extends right away. Then it's good to play the push to see how white reacts. If white plays the bump, black can clamp, and now when white connects, white's shape is terrible. And if white plays the block, black will Atari first. So again, we'll end up with an empty triangle. Therefore, white will just pull back. If white doesn't play anything, black is happy to hane and separate like this. So, well, black just got the big point. I still like to extend in the top at L17 because it expands the bigger moyo, and when white comes out one way or the other, this will induce the extension on the left side as well. So black could get both moves. Or if white extends on the left and black comes out, now the top stones are really thin. So this way, black will increase the moyo on the right side while attacking the weak group in the top in the process. So when black plays here, white should extend to the top, which he did. M17 it's a pretty good spot, makes the base stronger in the top and also limits the moyo on the right side. So at this stage, actually, the game is not completely lost for white, but black still has the upper hand. Now with this move, it's a move to expand the moyo and keep white low. But actually, black can play a move like Q12. This will prevent the invasion on the right side at R12. It's very proper. So white pushes. In this case, black can play a one space jump to be more flexible. The shape is pretty good and looks nice for the right side upcoming moyo. Playing here, white can push again, and black will have to nobi. If black blocks, white will cut and fight. So it can be tricky because white has the stone at g3, so the fight is quite comfortable for white here. But white decided to protect, so now black can come back and fix the problem. Black can always play q4 to see whether white will connect solid or try some other moves. But in this case, it's normal for white to connect at r3. Anyway, this turn is good. Then white still expands the bottom side, but it's about time to try something on the right, like this move, and then jump once and try to leave inside. Playing here will expand the bottom a little bit, but not that much, because black has moves like this to reduce, which happen later on. So black expands the moyo. This jump seems a little bit shy. Black can actually play the cap. If white tries to cut with this move and cut like that, black can Atari first, then push once, and now just push again and capture the stones in a net, like this or like this. So it's not a big deal if actually it doesn't work for white to cut. So therefore, the Ogema works fine. Black is strong enough to fight. And this will stop white's moyo developing towards the center. But also, black can think about k16 and attaching the top. If white plays a hane, cross cut, and just increase the right side, which is huge. So that sacrifice is worth it to give up the stone here and capture the one on the right. Also, if white just plays the wedge, Atari and pull back. So again, the right side starts to look impressive. And on this move, block and go up to build a box. That's another way to set up superiority in the game. So this L6, with or without, is not such a big deal because now white can try something on the right side, which he did. So he comes in, black plays a one space jump to take away the base. That's good. White should actually go out right away. Well, white did, but the group is still kind of thin. So now black goes for a leaning attack with preparation like this. It's still okay to play a shoulder hit first combined with the attach. So this way black gets a stronger formation in the top. Now when white plays the hane, there are several moves for black to continue locally. The most common one is to play N17 because this way it gives some territory in the top and creates cutting points. So when white plays Atari, black connects, there are two cuts for white to protect. Now if white protects the top, black can still cut here or think about the cap to attack the group on the right side quite severe. It's not so easy for white to connect to the group in the top now. So black can separate anyway. Now another option for black is to play Hane the other way. But if this happens, white will Atari and connect the top. Black will Atari here once, then push, and then still separate the group from the right side and keep the attack going. Now when black simply plays Nobi here, white can also Nobi, and black has to connect to the right. And in this case, M16 looks like a neutral point, and it doesn't really serve the purpose of separating in Sente. So it looks a bit soft like that. But playing the Hane or playing the other Hane seems more active. Also, black can simply pull back to N16, then when white comes out, turn, white goes down, and then continue the attack. And I see this happen 2 times in the game. There's also some shoulder hit on the left side, or actually it was an attach. But black should really continue with Hane, Hane, or the other Nobi. Good to remember that for future attacks. So white comes out, black turns, that's very good. And now it's very big for for black to Hane. Even if white jumps again and saves the group, later on, when black captures a stone, there's a lot of profit in the top area. And if white goes down, this exchange was Sente and pretty big. Otherwise, for white, it's also big to play that Nobi. So let's see what happened. Black counter attack. Black has a nice move to attack here, the 2-space jump with this kind of Tsuke. But first Hane to get even stronger, then use the Tsuke. If white Hane this way, black continues with double Hane. So cut. Then when white cuts, black comes out. When white plays Atari, black comes out again and the group is separated. Now if white plays Atari from the other side, connect, push, and then cut either up or down. So white is in trouble anyway. If white tries the other Hane, then there are 2 options. Either cut like this or pull back, and then when white connects to the right, cut on the left. If white connects on the left, cut on the right. So the severe move is this N12, try to separate the 2-space jump. But it's always good to have N17 in place. Well, if white protects again in the middle, then it's fine. You can still continue the attack with a cap. This move is going to give some points in the center, but it kind of invites white out in the middle. Now for white, yeah, that's a nice move. So he prevents the cut at N12. Black connect. For white, it's very big to play N17 because this is threatening to catch those 3 stones or cut them apart. I mean, if black plays somewhere else, then white comes around. So when white plays this move, black has to protect O17 or O15. And in the end, this kind of loses the meaning of trying the M16 attach earlier. So white jumps out, black peeps, still very big to block N17, but we don't need to stress that idea anymore. Then go out, push here, finally, very big, and it was Sente. Black could do that all the time. Now some peeps, and again the attach. This is another good idea to go for a leaning, so attack the east to kill the west, actually the other way around here. And again, why should think about Hane or Nobi? Because once black goes up, white can Nobi, C10, and black needs to jump here to keep white separated. But it's really difficult to kill this big dragon. In fact, white can fix in a few moves. So white is looking for I shape in the middle. Center dragon, it's hard to kill. This turn is good. So probably black hopes white will Nobi and then block again, white goes down. So that way black gets 2 forcey moves. Also, black can just block here. Now if white connects, black doesn't need to turn E8. So there are more points on the side, playing C10 and then attack the top and continue on the bottom side to reduce some points here. Well, black seems to have more territory. The corners, 3 corners, this solid territory in the center should be comfortable. That's fine. Yeah, here for white it's more interesting to go down, because even if black separates by jumping, white can leave on the left side easily. And going down g2 will give more points on the bottom side. Therefore, black should play g2 first and then block f3. Now this creates a cutting point, so when white comes out, continue with the center follow-up on the bottom. So white went up and then black had the center. White can Atari, because if black double Atari, white will capture, and black hits in Atari, and white has time to protect. Therefore, after Atari, black needs to protect, and white can protect also. So this way, we'll save 2 points on the bottom side for white. This is center, but black doesn't have to push it, to play it right now. You can wait for that kind of move. If white turns, it's okay to ignore. And later on, it's good to use it as a co-threat, or wait a little bit to see what happens with n3. Because like this, white protects, and then white can play the hanging connection. And now when black pushes here, white blocks, and no more RG. So white connect is solid to make sure there are no co-threats, but there was still a little bit of RG at n3, and that cost white the game. This block finally came, very good. Kosumi also good. This descent prepares the monkey jump, but it's not that urgent now. White can still push here. So on the right, black doesn't increase the territory so much. Besides, white can make a monkey jump right now. First in center. Then Kosumi here. If black plays the monkey jump, this is not always center. White can leave it and destroy more points, because then black will just capture one stone, which is 5 points. So yeah, white played the Kosumi, that's good. Turn, push, that's fine. Also turn it center and then play the Hane. Alright. This may be a little bit dangerous. Nobi or Keima, or the other Keima. But white has the intention to capture the 3 stones, which is not so easy because black can just play Keima here. So monkey jump. The way white should block this monkey, it's s3. Then when white pulls back s4 or s5, sorry, t4, t5, white will Atari once. If black connects, white doesn't have to connect right away. This is worth only 5 points to defend the cornerstone, so white can continue in the middle in order to catch the 3 stones. So here, a Keima, and go for these guys. But white defends the corner in a slightly wrong way, and black can just play away. It's good for black to play this Keima and protect the center. Very urgent. Atari first, then extend, very good. So white just lost some points inside. It's better for white to play Keima, push, block, everything center, then reduce the left side. But still difficult for white to catch up on the territory balance. So black is playing some center moves. This push, it's not necessarily center. Better play in the top. Either a jump on the first line or simply block and make sure white doesn't make the monkey jump. Playing here, white can connect and then black has to pull back, and it's actually Gote. White can push, Atari, and in the end pushing at s3 didn't bring any extra points, just a Gote to connect those stones. But if black doesn't do anything, the stone is connected without any kind of problem. So if black plays here and white goes s3, black will pull back and defend, and it's the same territory. In fact, well, it's 1 point less for white when black pushes, but it's not worth taking Gote for 1 point here, when there are still bigger moves on the board. So I should really push and go Atari. And after that play away, like monkey jump in the top, which destroys, oops, misclick. A few points in center, another misclick, that will never happen, and keep pushing. So white has a good center sequence in this particular endgame. Push was center, push here, And now when black played this move, I think white didn't pay attention. White was supposed to block here. And then, if black defends, continue the endgame. Here white was a little bit clumsy, and black just cuts and game over. So now white is forced to resign. Well done. A very convincing win from the beginning to the end. Enjoy the review and keep up the good shape.